As time moves forward, the universe grows smaller and smaller. Oceans become lakes and cities a dot on a map. Borders are fences and countries are neighbors. Planets are vacation getaways. After a couple drinks, my father would say, the world has gotten too small, and there's no room left in it for me. As a child, this idea seemed absurd. The world felt too big to even comprehend, filled with the unknown. But now, trapped inside this cargo ship, and watching the stars pass by the portholes, things are starting to feel real small. Man, I hate space.
I've seen some fishy things in my time. Someone bringing their own coffin is up first.
Coffin?
Yes, that large coffin-shaped box behind you.
Oh, that. That's the charging station for my, get up here. It's kind of a long story.
Well, brevity is king around here, Tin Man.
Basically, I was in an accident a few years back. Really, gummed up the works inside. Now I need the suit to survive. Well, the suit needs power, and I need the suit. So, hence the coffin.
Thanks for the life story, kid. How about we stop wasting each other's time? I'll haul my sorry self and your belongings to your new apartment. Well, new for you at least. Minus some stain or two.
Yeah, thanks, you're a real mensch. Welcome to Space Station 50. I could not be happier. My life packed up into a few... I thought you were heading to my...
Don't be a...
You must be Mr. Edward Locke, the new repairman. Well, here on 52...
Don't you bother about me.
Well, that's good to hear. My friend over there is having some... Actually, I have a bigger job.
Your friend, my favorite. Hey, heard you were having some trouble. Yeah, I can, relate. Not wrong about that. My toolbox should be on the pier with the rest of my... Presumably some salvage from the... Now, let's see what we have. Yeah, no... Alright.
Good news. It's nice to have...
Well, aren't I the lucky repairman? I can't imagine. Well, I don't fancy myself much.
Yeah, I bet you sink like a stone with that guy.
watched the dockmaster and his boat disappear into the fog haunting the lake. A small boat, beautiful blue water. Atmosphere. Famous. Solar. So fresh and so clean. An old battery looks like a boxer after. I gotta power up the battery. Some of the cells are damaged, but should. The battery only has enough charge to power up one module at a time. Well, let's get ready to. I could tie this. Look at that. Yeah. Took some doing. Looks like some forgotten, some spare parts. Let's see what we got. They installed an anti-tampering. The top left dial. Cold. The first thing I felt when consciousness pierced the darkness. Waking up in a morgue has to be one of the more.
Hey, look at that. Rise and shine. Sheriff said you.
I have a lot of questions.
And it breaks my sweet little heart that I can't answer them.
What's with these people? Oh, my head. Great, now I'm seeing things.
Please step onto the sky.
I guess he's not much for bedside manner, huh?
Engaging bedside manner protocol. The police said to be on the look. Ha ha ha.
Wow, that just happened.
Scanner failure. No living organic.
Suit must be interfering with the scanner again. I had trouble with this in the past. An earthquake on a space station? That seems a bit odd to say the least. The quake must have broken the dock. I should check on the dock before I leave. Oh, a dangerous object to shove. Doesn't look too bad. This may just be the strange. Laser bone. Vents are keeping it quite. Morgue lockers of. Maybe the worst. Looks like a little rodent. Jar with a heart in it. Frozen solid. The label reads caution. Morgue locker. Various beakers.
Glad to see you woke up. It saves us the time of digging two graves. Just kidding. We eject bodies into the vast cold emptiness of space.
Heartwarming. Your deputy wasn't very forthcoming.
Seems you discovered the body of Oakley Baxter in the...
How did he die?
Looks like a simple accident. Oakley has been dead for...
Accident? So he fell into the mission?
Look, new guy. Things are done as...
It just makes no sense.
We're not going to discuss this further. You'll need a clean bill of...
Well, that brings up another problem. Did you feel that earthquake?
Just a step.
Settling? The same space station that's been around for over a...
You'll learn how things work around here.
Looks like the quake broke the dock.
Well, fix it. Isn't that your job?
I see my tools are behind you.
Sorry, have to hold on to those.
I thought it was an accident.
Rattling bones.
Guess I'll be going.
See you around.
An accident? Who is he kidding? If he's not gonna look into this murder, then I will. The lunchbox has something rattling around inside of it. I should take a closer look. Also, well, that's done it. But the bone saw's out of juice. The plaque under the... I'm not familiar. A single rubber glove. A big... Some... An old sweet side. There's only one. The label reads...
Ja. Huifnazur. Skabi Zimino Shell.
I'll need to find a way to... Hopefully she won't... It's been pillaged of most of its. Let's hope I don't get caught doing this. Looks like the sleeping gas was just too much for this little guy. He's cold but not frozen. Ugh. Doesn't look too bad. Alright, just... I need to match the colors of the wheels on the right to the fuse. The fuse looks blown. I should replace it. And that's the last one. Back up and run. I am...
Organic material detected. No heartbeat registered. Dangerous. Initiating emergency. Error. Insufficient power. Battery damaged. New battery.
At least I can get rid of my frozen friend now.
Engaging bedside manner protocol. I tried to get a reservation at the lab, but they were all booked. Ha ha.
I have all thawed out.
Organic material detected. The subject is within acceptable physical parameters. Your health status.
And that actually worked.
If the doc says you're good to...
Still want to check the body. My dad dragged me to more than... According to the medical examiner's report, this is Oakley Baxter. The report states he died from blunt force trauma and his other wounds were all caused post-mortem, likely by Oakley's head wound. He was hit hard and precise enough to crack open his skull. Ticket book. Technically enforcing violations isn't part of the job, but he seems to have taken it on himself. The rain fell right on cue as I stepped out of the doctor's office. A few minutes later, lost, I wandered into some forgotten alley. Just as I was ready to give up and turn back, a figure appeared in the fog. Like an apparition calling to me, I followed it into the mist. As the haze cleared, I found myself standing in front of the old local museum. Propelled forward, I stepped through the doors. I I followed the dark and enticing figure. Its neglect over the preceding years hadn't tarnished its prevailing beauty. I fretted the gentle rapping of the rain on the roof was deriving a false sense of security. Perhaps it was my sense of duty or an innate stubbornness, but I had no inclination of turning back. Seems they were. Those are called. The information. And the skylight. One could speculate. I rifled through the box for it. Display case.
How am I? Oh! You startled me. Do you make a habit of lurking on ladies in the dark?
You make it a habit of lurking alone, and besides, aren't you the dame that...
Are you deriving the notion?
Just because you're easy on the eye.
If you keep staring, stranger, I'm the reporter of the...
The reporter?
What? You deem the...
Couldn't really say. Just got here.
Edward Locke. I'm aware.
How did you...
I'm the reporter.
I'm investigating the murder.
Baxter. Yes. That would make the two of us.
Bigger than murder?
Pittances, kitten. Pittances. Perhaps...
What are you getting?
Well, I need to get at the information on this map display.
Sounds like a...
So, you'll need to gain access to the electrical closet behind me. Then route...
Consider it done.
There's very...
Job. Yeah, I get it. The plaque reads. The caption reads. The display reads. Now that's a big... expensive looking vase. Look at this old... Someone must have been... An old broken up... Well, it loosed the battery from... Bingo. The display reads. The plaque reads. And another battery. The plaque reads. Box cutter. If the clock wasn't ticking away, I'm sure. Whoa, not keen on that idea. Gonna have to put an egg in his shoe. A more poetic man. The caption reads, photo of... The caption... Photo of a large... The graph is best known for... That roar is pretty... They made a horror picture a while back, although Most folks just... It feels unfit to be doing this. Sorry about that, pal. Sorry about that. Looks like that took the piss out of him. Now I really need a shower. But that did the tell from the fossil. Looks like a lack of attention. Unlocked. Hey, an old-fashioned BLS chip. I could integrate it with my... It's a shelf and a deep black... Some spare... I have to route each sequence one at a time and in numerical order to get the power back up. The energy's insufficient to operate this whole place. Pretty sure I saw 3 junction boxes in the... The renewed light caused the... Collision cracked the base just enough to get the anti-grav device. Well, that worked. I watched the light on the anti-gravity generator. Turns out dropping a 300-pound console for the map. Let's power it up.
Okay, enter the... Just as I thought.
What do you mean?
Someone is targeting specific systems with the...
Looks like someone is taking out failsafe systems.
Like I said, Ed,
What was that?
sounds like it came from the electrical closet.
Let me check it out. Well, this wasn't open. Ed, don't jump down the Ah, The cold air cut through my clothes like I was as bare as a newborn. The oppressive darkness begged me to turn back, but I felt propelled forward, I'm sure I've had better ideas. My father once said, sometimes you have to brave the darkness to find the light. He's a rotten son of a gun, but sometimes he gives good advice. Whoever the drain jumper was that escaped down here had no problem navigating. The MCPs manage a variety of What's the buzz? How's it hanging? You know, 'cause you're, you come here often? Wait, I was able to do I think I need to say a phrase. What does MC... Master Control...
Welcome you. Welcome you.
It's I certainly hope they're actually useful. I hate to think I'm ruining my jacket for nothing. The device appears to deliver a concussive sonic, an inscription scratched onto the... I sincerely hope whoever... The cooking pot adorns the marks. The walls and floor are... It's been eroded away over the years. I shudder to ponder. These accumulate. Their shafts Whoever came through here. Well, here's a great idea. Let's use a death ray, made by a madman that was slapped together with spare parts. I'm sure this will end really well. Well, the door's gone. Just your standard. It's the docking bay. Always hated these things. I'll need to fix the crack and sleuth out where the... Always hated these. I'll need to fix... Well, razz my bear. These I got... If I can get the display, that's the access point for that death ray. I need to match the sign on the wall to one of the 3 on the floor. Then I should be able to stop the power from chirping at me. Master Control Program.
Welcome.
Last destination. Oh, and I thought they smelled bad before. Well, the creature that made the nest is still here, but I imagine much. I'll need to change the Master.
Welcome.
I'll need to change. Master.
Welcome.
I'll need to change the temp. Master Control.
Welcome.
I'll need to change the temperature of the airflow before I put the pot in. Master Control.
Well.
Master.
Well.
The pot is. Last destination. I'm sure that will. The rain was falling like needles, chilling my blood. But I'm hot on the trail of a killer, and it's warm. My father always said the truth. No need to go back. Once upon a time, Apex Noir. What kind of... Gonna have to sort out that steam before... Looks to be a... Hey, an old tease. There's a battery. Well, this thing has more kinks than my... An old broken tube. Brings me back to those old... More than once I've found myself in trouble. Oh, must have hit my head harder than I thought. Keep it together, you. The drownings. Cover came off like a shell casing hitting the ground. The newly bare inner workings reveal a bypass. The steam hissed into stain as its life faded. My path clear. Those characters look... Some heavy... It's a coin of some old cargo net. Take a gander. Now, you don't have to be a flatfoot to fit. The rumble appears to have jammed up. I'd be annoyed if it was. The rumble must have... This brings me back to those old swashbuckling films I'd watched with my brother. Some heavy... Took some work with that somewhat dull sword, but eventually the panel's bolts appear ragged and stripped from repeated use. Well, look at that, a scan droid. Wait, did it? All that aside, the scan droid should help me find the nodes hidden in this room. Then I can... Yeah, it doesn't appear to... An aperture on top of the device cracked open. So long, you... I need to find the prop... Sword locked in place within the aperture. You absolutely aren't going to find any of that as standard... Those are lynx jellies. That's a Nelumbo, I believe. Somebody left behind. Look, a Cyrene. If I remember rightly, that always stuck with me for... Whoa, it looks like an authentic Ceglodon fossil. As a youngin', I spent many a night reading about strange... Another coin, it's...
Oh, too. You want to have some of the you may have a photo of a heavy hair. Yes, the map of what you got. Woman in a mess. Yeah, you do a call. Yeah, we got you may have. Yeah, but a man. Yeah, we may have some of the
What's with the, shucked fellow? I'm beginning to recollect. Nice chatting with you. I'll see what I can do about that bottle.
Welcome, stranger. What you buying?
Hey, buddy. Looking for info.
Well, everything is for sale around here. Info included.
This your established?
Yes, sir. For 30 years, I've been helping the denizens of this space station.
So you probably know an Oakley Baxter. I'm investigating his...
Really? See, the thing, is I know everyone on...
I thought everything was for sale.
Well, you're right about that.
Your bathroom? I'm not a plumber.
You look like a, sturdy and resourceful sort. Also, this isn't your common plumbing problem. Go see, for yourself.
Strange request, but I guess I'm getting used to it. Find a body, solve a murder, clean a bathroom. Sure, why not? Why is it so dark in here? Where's the switch? Oh, that smell. Come on, my only pair of shoes. What am I standing in? Is it just me, or is the bathroom breathing? And I'm out. What in the four galaxies was that? What are you trying to pull? You trying to end me?
So you met, our little friend. It's a
Yeah, my, shoes are familiar. What?
Hey, that's, your...
With no badge to flash, I guess I'm at a loss. Some various Tiamat. And that was my rat boat. More corp... Yeah, he's not... The warmth of the fire bathed me in the cold. Now with the camera in hand, I can clearly see... How many of these are... Must be the two. Looks like. Pink strawberry cloud. That's his favorite drink. Death Rattle Moonshine. Judging, I bet this could be a great liquid cleaner. Here's your, I didn't.
It's coming to you. Like a booger right there.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm good.
You don't be silly there. You take it.
With pleasure. The flyer reads Rat Boat. Well, they certainly have no shortage of a notice for a series of code violations against the drug. It's signed Oakley Baxter. That's the victims. A front page of the local paper, the 52 Gazette. Guess the barkeep has no quarrel with the headline. It looks to be an old psychedelic art show flyer. Moonbeam, huh? Looks like. I could see some. This whole station requires There's a knock. There's a knock. There's a knock. There's a knock. Unbelievable. That actually worked. Feel my hair stand up and the flickering lights saturate the tunnel. Strangely, I was overwhelmed by a sense of Now you're all better. Jeez. He's... All right, buddy. Do... Yeah, let him have it. I'd call that sorted. The bathroom is incredible. A monument? Oh well, I should go talk to the bar. The Jagdax has been taken care of.
All right. Don't let it be said I'm not a man of...
So you could say you're
He was always writing me up for citations. Seems he had a real axe to grind.
So it would be beneficial for you if he, let's say, up and down.
With our Look, you wanna know how I...
Right.
But to show you I'm a nice guy, here's a little tip.
And why just grant me this information?
Honestly, I can't...
Guess we'll find...
One last thing. Careful asking questions.
A cool fog was rolling in over the lake water. Shafts of light punctured the mist like fingers shoved through a plastic bag. Like everything else here, the sunlight was artificial. A series of gears, wires, and gadgets ran this place. If you listen closely, you can hear their hum. Like some subtle dirge of life it pretends to be. The water is calm and peaceful. Blowers like these are used to create, maybe it's a fan of... These units have their own power. Looks to be more art from this local artist. What was it again? Strange. The windows are blacked out from...
Well, hello. Mr. Edward Locke, I presume.
Everywhere I go, people seem to know me before I know them.
We rarely get visitors, so you're the talk of the town.
Not sure if that's a good or bad thing.
I hear you've been helping fix things all over the station like a good lad. Maybe you can help out a poor fisherman and fix my display. I so miss it.
If I do, can you answer?
Oh yes. I've also heard you've been poking around. But sure, I'll answer your questions. I'll even give you access to my private beach if you want to go there.
Sounds like a deal, I think. Containers are full of various baits, judging by the... The angler here is quite accomplished. All the mounts... The display looks... All frames and... Windows are mostly blacked out for some reason. Containers are full of various... Looks to be small pins given away.
Those are mainly for...
Wow. An old worker bot. I imagine it was you. The bot has a drawer in its chest. All the shelves are bare. Bogus. The fish are fake. They must have been used like a prop. Most of the props must... I don't know what that thing is, and the motor could be handy to get to the island. I'll need to use the crane to acquire it. Also, I gotta find a way to cross the water without taking a swim. It's a fuse that's still in decent shape. Doesn't appear that it's needed for the crane. Surprisingly, the crane is easy. Lemons. These are quite a delicacy and worth a pretty penny. I remember reading about they won't miss one. There are many goods in boxes that seem to be for a space station in desperate need of. The water is calm. It's a.
If it isn't the old gravekeeper himself.
Hello again. I'd like to ask you some questions about a certain hidden island.
Not so fast, boy. I may answer your questions, but I'll need something from you first.
Sounds about right.
See, the chest here contains something of great importance to me. Retrieve it, and I'll give you your info. Maybe.
What? Why do you need me for that?
The locking mechanism seems jammed with rust. Everything I've tried only seems to make it worse. Besides, I've forgotten the combination of the lock.
Alright, I pop the lock and you give me the info. Sounds like a deal. The chest seems to have a string. The lock is rusted over. Maybe if I find a way to remove the rust. A lot of boxes not. Looks like the dockmaster has been. Always love these things. A makeshift label has been. The barkeep and the dockmaster must be working together. A salty. Strange combo. Let's give this a shot. Rust gone. The ropes are in place, but the I can access the breaker box now. Powered up. I should be able to. That's quite the display. I see why I missed it.
Thanks for your help, dear boy. Let me open the door for you. Ask your questions if you must.
Is this your bait shop?
Yes. A little gift to myself for a retirement.
You seem a bit young to be retired.
I was very fortunate in my previous life, so I retired it.
This place is looking pretty bare.
Dear boy, there was no need to restock anymore. You're the only visitor I've had in a long while.
Did you know Oakley Baxter?
I know of him, but only by reputation. I tend to stick to my shop and fishing. Not much for conversation. In fact, dear boy, I believe I'm done speaking now. Why don't you run along?
Yeah, be seeing ya. I guess. Well, that was mostly pointless. What a wonderful smell I've discovered. It's a bucket full of fish of questionable freshness. Why do I carry around the things I do? Water's just some... I don't know. There we are. The boat looks seaworthy. Also, I have the small problem of not knowing. This should do it. I hope that plank isn't too... I should be able to utilize this to cross that gap on the pier. Looks sturdy enough. I should lower the crane. Now that the crane's lowered, I need to venture out to the motor to hook it up. There are some coins in... It's a viewfinder. The rust is finished, but strange. The only... Here's your...
It's the last thing my mama gave me before she devoured my father and swam back into...
That explains a lot, actually.
Just kidding.
Oh,
It is more like a large lake really than the sea.
yeah.
Didn't you have some questions about an island?
Seems like...
What? Are you going to pick up that mantle now?
I'm gonna wager a wild guess that you've had your...
Of course I have. That man left.
Did he ever give you any,
He certainly tried, but not much you could do about it. Some individuals never know their place, but I guess he found out.
Never mind. What can you tell me about this?
Well, I can tell you very few people even know.
How long have you been on 52?
Actually, I'm new to these parts.
See you around. Fed him up a buffet. Those are devil's teeth. Even though they appear like rocks, they're actually alive and secrete poison. It's quite... Let's be careful now. Now I have a bucket full of poison fish. What am I doing with... I better not chance it. I'll just throw the whole thing. I hope they don't return anytime soon. Well, that's the motor taken care of. Time to try my sea legs. Would you look at that? When traveling to a mysterious island in the heart of a perpetual veil of fog, the last thing I suspected to find was a quaint little house. There's something soothing yet lonely about this place. No man is an island, they say. Sure, if that makes you feel better. Ugh, not again. I'm losing it. The plaque reads, small scope, the waterfall, some of these, the house is seen. The plaque reads, name.
Sure.
Sorry about that.
Miss, do I really look that old? I long for the days when I was someone's doll. There are my manners.
Ah, you're the one whose artwork I've seen.
Well, a body of work
400 years?
I haven't always looked or sounded like this.
So how do you find yourself?
My entire life I've been striving. I grew older and realized it wasn't going to happen, and I came here while 52 was being built.
Could I bend your ear for a bit?
Oakley, well,
But
could a strapping young gentleman such a...
some mutual backs.
Your arrival has got me inspired to... First things first, how about you get my tombs? I've never really been technologically... Once you've gotten that taken care of, come speak to...
Interesting. That's a unique flower.
Actually, Oakley gave it to me. Due to all his... I wasn't sure if I could... I believe he gave me the flower as a sort of piece of... It was surprised. Next, I need you to open my supply closet for me.
How am I supposed to know?
You're a bright boy.
The plaque reads. The plaque reads, name. Well, I wonder why it's the only one covered in a sheet. It simply
Now, would you be a minge? First, I'm feeling that most of them have been sold and shipped off elsewhere. Yes! Second, I need a tool with more than... Yes! Third, let's mix the old with the new. Yes. Fourth, the color. Yes, that should be everything.
I've seen your art.
Well, I was one of the very first to step foot.
Did you know?
Oh yes, what a sweet soul.
Do you think this piece could be the one?
Can't be sure yet. I'm sorry, but I
Oh, of course.
The reporter works out of the old lighthouse.
Well, thank you, miss.
Good luck.
The outboard motor turned its final rotation as I coasted the last few feet to the shore. Bon voyage. No worries, though. I knew I could reach the rest of the space station by land from the lighthouse. I couldn't go back. A nebularian gravewood tree has wrapped itself around the lighthouse. Gravewoods are named as such because they grow almost exclusively in what one was doing on this space station clutching. Given the size of the gravewood tree, the bitter bright problem with dark humor, and the tree has worked its way. Why would the reporter dare? Someone has modified the top of the lighthouse. Wind turbines were outdated technology, even when 52. The lights end. The elevator, the third floor vent, the second floor vent, the first floor vent is. A fire extinguisher with a hose attached. A handful of stacks and stacks of old newspapers. The roots have burst their way out of the wall, slowly taking over the interior. The roots have burst. The bitter bright problem. That's done it. I'm sure not. Let's see if this works. Wow, they all dove on that dreadful. Screwdriver, how? Something fell. Rigid instant furniture pill. I've never seen one in real life. Just add water and boom! The elevator door is jammed. It's a judge. The remove bolts are. The door protested with a loud crying, but eventually gave. My knees nearly caved in as the elevator came to a violent and abrupt halt before reaching the second floor. I managed to pry open the doors and discovered our root problem was much. It's a famous pain. Mr. Toro's intergalactic. It's a crawler drone. The bot could traverse the thicket, but water is leaking. Well, how about that? Well, there's your problem. Just need to clear it enough to climb the ladder in the shaft. It would take all day to cut through. I'll have to. Let's see if I can use this guy to. Looks like I can The second floor vent is shut now, but I lost. Chemicals are in place. I need. The hose is connected up, but needs. Everything's ready to go. Just need to. But first, I have to. Doubt I'll have enough chemical. Everything's ready. But doubt. The lights in the elevator. The third. The second. The first. Everything. Everything's ready to go. Just need to activate the atmosphere controller. But first, doubt I'll have enough. But first, everything's. The lights and the elevator shaft vent is the third floor, the second, the first. The store. Everything's ready, but first I have to make sure doubt I'll have enough. You're a couple cents short of $1. Everything, but first. The thicket seems to have taken over the whole second. Just need to clear it. It would take all day. I'll have to make sure. It's a Mr. Tor. Hold on to your hind. Looks like it worked as planned. All done with it. It's the high-powered telescope an ancient printing press. Back issues of the Gazette. More copies than people to. Hey. Judging by her state, she's been dead for days. That's not possible. I was just talking to.
can do it. I can save him.
Mom?
What you're doing is wrong. You have to stop.
Dad?
They are gone. You
know I don't believe that. Besides, he's not gone.
I am looking, and that's the problem. You've created a monster. This is not my son.
I'm working on that now. That's why I asked you to come here. I'm creating a suit.
A suit?
Yes. We will tell him that he must never take it off. If he does, then
You want me to lie to him?
he'll never have to know. He can be happy. We can be a family.
What you're doing is wrong.
Please. I mean, it's already done.
Fine, but you're still wrong. We won't be a family.
But I won't lose.
Hello, Ed.
What's happening? What did I just see?
I'm sorry I couldn't tell you before.
Ready for...
I think you already know. Just...
I can't remove...
Please trust me, Edward. See? There...
What? No one else is a...
No, Ed. You're not like anyone else because you're... It's hard to explain. You're half dead and half alive.
I don't understand.
Did you see the bodies? The bodies in the sea cave?
Yeah, I guess they're trying to upgrade me to full dead.
They weren't trying to harm you. Their voices have been drowned under the water for so long. They need your help, Edward.
What can I do?
Mechanical engineer.
You're right. It's time to finish this. I tracked down the sheriff to some forgotten back alley. He looked like he had seen a ghost just before he died. Still, I could hear his voice mocking me for fingering the wrong suspect. I found the dockmaster lying beside his ill-gotten gains. While he was no saint, he didn't deserve this fate. His skin was colder than usual, and the life was gone from his eyes. I found my way back to the drowning sailor. The shining key sticking out of the slit in the helmet had a certain poetry to it. Nonetheless, I was dead wrong. If even he didn't see it coming, then nobody's safe. I second-guessed myself as I sailed back out to her island. Turns out I should have trusted my gut. She'll never get to create that perfect peace now. I tracked down the Keychain Killer to the atmosphere building. This will end where it started.
Edward, dear boy, is that...
Well, I guess there's no hiding.
Do you like what I've done with the place? Cozy, isn't it? Atmosphere. Building filth and lies.
It's some sort of... like the proverbial... The door looks to be... creepy old
Oh, she would never shut...
There was enough juice.
Welcome to the locker room.
The glove she was wearing could be useful, but the lock and extinguisher. Hey, since you're awake now...
RKC.
Is that a...
RKC.
Yeah. Wow, that's toxinite. That stuff... Wow, that's... It seems... Looks like someone tried to clear the toxinite. Well, I guess that explains why the door was jammed. Not much left other than...
Oh no, I may have broken the elevator. What are you going to do now?
Big, sticky... Huh. I guess Disco isn't dead.
Welcome to the end, dear boy.
He's trying to destabilize the reactor and Maybe if I can vent the red...
Do you really think you can stop me? They ruined my work. I'm creating this place. It's mine to destroy. Oh dear, clever boy. Did you really think you could puzzle your way out of this one?
Oh, he's toying with me. This isn't going to work. I'll have to face him. He's using that device to destabilize them.
You weren't able to see 52 in its greatest glory. My dream embodied. But at least you can see its end. A grand finale for a grand vision.
Why are you doing this? All the people.
Well, they took the best years of my life.
The quakes. You were prepared.
You're a smart boy. Too smart, like Oakley was. Goodbye, Edward Locke.
Every man must confront his past. You can't run from it or hide. The best you can do is face it and try not to flinch. Well, he flinched.